After 2 assassination attempts of President Trump within the last year, and the little that we now know about Thomas Crooks and Ryan Ruth, do any of you guys on the panel believe that we're seeing history repeat itself?
I express my own surprise that so little do we still know about Mr. Crooks and the other assassination attempt. So I would see similarities here.
It's clear to me that there are deep state bureaucrats still trying to hold back very significant information regarding the Kennedy assassination. There are 3 reasons why the shooter could not possibly be Lee Harvey Oswald. 1, there are no powder burns on him. A paraffin test conducted by the Dallas Police Department show that there are no nitrate burns on his chest, his hands, his arms, or his face, i.e., he did not shoot a gun that day. Secondarily, it is alleged in the Warren Commission report that Oswald shot and killed Kennedy, hid the weapon. Well, 3 Dallas law enforcement officers all testified that the weapon they found on the 6th floor was a precision Mauser German rifle, had Mauser stamped on the barrel. One of them recanted, the other 2 were murdered. Where is that weapon? There's a wire photo of a police officer holding the rifle above his head. Those who are experts in firearms can tell you it's a Mauser. It is not the Carcano World War II $26 U.S. Army Italian Army issue gun that Oswald is alleged to have used. And thirdly, Alex, Victoria Adams, who worked in the Texas School Book Depository building, was on the staircase between floors 4 and 2 when it is alleged that Oswald ran down the stairs from the 6th floor to the 2nd floor, where he was seen casually eating his lunch 90 seconds after the final shot. She neither saw nor heard on this wooden staircase Lee Harvey Oswald. It is literally impossible for Oswald to have been the killer.
You are a leading JFK expert. You've forgotten more than I know, and I would call myself a JFK expert, but you really are in the lore. You know every facet. The stuff I've forgotten, you talk about, oh, I remember that. I mean, you're dead on. And people say, well, why is this important now? Already 90% of people in polls know, the government killed Kennedy and LBJ, because so much more has come out, and it ties into what's happening with Butler and so many other events today. Trump ordered that released a month ago, said it'd be released next week. They have not released the FBI files, Secret Service files that they have tried to suppress. But here's Oliver Stone, the incredible director. This film is evergreen because what he put in the 90s is very, very accurate, and how it really ran, basically off Fletcher Prouty's research and others. But here is Oliver Stone, clip B. History repeats itself in surprise at how little we know about Matthew Crooks and Ryan Routh assassination attempts on Trump. Here it is.
This question is more based on the future, or I should say the present day. After 2 assassination attempts of President Trump within the last year, and the little that we now know about Thomas Crooks and Ryan Ruth, do any of you guys on the panel believe that we're seeing history repeat itself?
No.
Mr. Stone?
I express my own surprise that so little do we still know about Mr. Crooks and the other assassination attempt. So I would see similarities here.
Thank you. I'm out of time. I yield back.
Yeah, we're supposed to just forget about them trying to kill Trump, Roger.
Yeah, yesterday was kind of funny because Congressman Lauren Boebert mistook me for Oliver Stone, asked Oliver Stone whether he had written about the book that he had written that said that LBJ was involved in the murder of JFK. And of course, she just got her Stones mistaken. But actually, Oliver Stone and I somewhat agree. We both agree that LBJ was complicit in the murder of Kennedy. Now, you, Alex, broke an audio just weeks ago that I think clinched this, was an audio supplied by Billy Sol Estes, a crony of Lyndon Johnson, talking to Cliff Carter, the executive director of the Democrat Committee, a national committee under LBJ, in which they confirm that Lyndon Johnson hired a man named Malcolm Mac Wallace to shoot Kennedy. Wallace's fingerprints are found on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository Building. By the way, they're only partial prints for Oswald. There are complete and documented prints for Wallace. 6 people describe a man seen in the window of the 6th floor prior to the shooting who meets the physical description of Wallace. We have his fingerprints because in 1951, he was convicted of first-degree murder, shot and killed a man named John Douglas Kinzer in Dallas, who was trying to blackmail LBJ. So, look, I think Anna Paulina Luna has done an amazing job, but it's clear to me that there are deep state bureaucrats still trying to hold back very significant information regarding the Kennedy assassination. There are 3 reasons why the shooter could not possibly be Lee Harvey Oswald. 1, there are no powder burns on him. A paraffin test conducted by the Dallas Police Department show that there are no nitrate burns on his chest, his hands, his arms, or his face, i.e., he did not shoot a gun that day. Secondarily, it is alleged in the Warren Commission report that Oswald shot and killed Kennedy, hid the weapon. Well, 3 Dallas law enforcement officers all testified that the weapon they found on the 6th floor was a precision Mauser German rifle, had Mauser stamped on the barrel. One of them recanted, the other 2 were murdered. Where is that weapon? There's a wire photo of a police officer holding the rifle above his head. Those who are experts in firearms can tell you it's a Mauser. It is not the Carcano World War II $26 U.S. Army Italian Army issue gun that Oswald is alleged to have used. And thirdly, Alex, Victoria Adams, who worked in the Texas School Book Depository Building, was on the staircase between floors 4 and 2 when it is alleged that Oswald ran down the stairs from the 6th floor to the 2nd floor, where he was seen casually eating his lunch 90 seconds after the final shot. She neither saw nor heard on this wooden staircase Lee Harvey Oswald. It is literally impossible for Oswald to have been the killer. Anna Paulina Luna knows that. She's going to get at the truth. She's doing an amazing job. The deep state is fighting very hard. There are documents that we know. For example, the audio recordings of mob boss Carlos Marcello, who ran the mob in Texas and Louisiana. They were reviewed by the Assassination Records Review Board. Why are they not among the documents?
Absolutely. So let me go back to that question. Have you had a chance to talk, when I know you talked to Trump, did you bring up, hey, you ordered it all released, they didn't release big pieces of it? I mean, anything on that?
I have sent him relevant documents. In all honesty, while this is a priority, and it is, peace in Ukraine, in the war between Ukraine and Russia, is a greater
and I want to go there next, but just finishing up, I like Congresswoman Boebert, and she's reached out to the show stuff. She'll probably be on soon. But the point is I can get how she got confused. I don't think she got confused that you weren't Roger Stone and he wasn't Oliver Stone. The media acted like she confused the people. She was confusing you, really more than me, promoting that big story we broke that's gotten hundreds of millions of views, with the grandson that released that tape. And so she kind of conflated Stone implicating him in a cover-up and obviously involvement, but in the film, but they don't outright say it, versus what you're saying, and I agree, is the final icing on the cake. So I'm not, I mean, don't you read the media is conflating that she didn't know who Oliver Stone was? No, she was just confusing you popularizing the new information that came out a month ago with him bringing it up.
I think that's exactly right. In other words, there's not that substantial difference between the two Stones. After I wrote my book in 2013, The Man Who Killed Kennedy, The Case Against LBJ, I got a nice note from Oliver Stone, who I did not know, although I had a good relationship with his son, who told me that he wished he had read my book prior to the making of his epic film. He believed Johnson was involved in the cover-up. I believe that Johnson planned and orchestrated
I mean, we know. I've interviewed. I got the deathbed confession. E. Howard Hunt. We got the. I interviewed his mistress, who they admit was his mistress. He said, "I'm gonna kill him." Then he said, "I killed him." I mean, and now we got the tape of Billy Saul Estes and the head of the DNC. I mean, Of course, LBJ was the ringleader. I mean, it's not even debatable. Here's the clip of Boebert, since you mentioned it. Again, the media says conflating that Roger Stone is Oliver Stone. No, conflating that Oliver Stone was breaking the big news that Roger's been breaking in the last month. Here it is.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you to our witnesses for being here today. Hopefully we can stay on topic for the rest of this hearing. We seem to be wrapping up pretty close here. Mr. Stone, you wrote a book accusing LBJ of being involved in the killing of President Kennedy. Did these most recent releases confirm or negate your initial charge? Being involved in the assassination of President Kennedy.
No, I didn't. In the film, if you look closely, there's no such statements. No, I didn't. If you
Yes,
look
sir.
closely at the film, there's no. It accuses the President Johnson
Okay.
of being part of a complicit in a cover-up of the case, but not in the assassination itself, which I don't know.
What do you think that he was complicit with? Yes, sir. I'll get to you.
The cover-up. Well, how about, for starters, appointing Alan Dulles, the head of the CIA, who was fired by Kennedy, to the commission itself, to the Warren Commission. And he goes to almost every meeting, and he's pretty much in charge of the Warren Commission from the beginning. Alan Dulles. That's part of the evidence that points to President Johnson's either incompetence or involvement.
Mr. Morley, I think you had something to add on that.
I think you're confusing Mr. Oliver Stone with Mr. Roger Stone.
I it yet. Sorry.
It's Roger Stone who implicated LBJ in the assassination of the president. It's not my friend
Is that what all the
Oliver
whispers
Stone.
were there? I may have misinterpreted that, and I apologize for that. But there seems to be some alluding of, like you said, incompetence or some sort of involvement there on the back end. And so sorry, I'm going to move on. Mr. Morley, I would like to talk more about.
So what's happening is the world's catching up with all this. So I do that interview with the grandson, and it blows. I mean, hundreds of millions of views on our channel. It's everywhere. Billions probably saw it. And so it is huge, Roger, and you really popularized it, all the hundreds of interviews you've done. So we can't get mad at Boebert and others. They're just now catching up, and that's what's happening, or they haven't been studying it for decades like we have.
Well, Alex, I really think pivotal to all of this is your historic interview with Madeline Brown. Madeline Brown was Lyndon Johnson's mistress. She bore Johnson a son, Stephen Brown. Go online, look at his picture. Who does he look like? He's a dead ringer for his daddy, LBJ. He also died under mysterious circumstances. It's interesting because Geraldo Rivera also interviewed Madeline Brown, but when I asked him about it, he played dumb, saying he had no idea what I was talking about. That you can go to YouTube and you can find that interview. But Alex,
yeah, we got to find. I did 2 interviews with her. We got to find that Madeline Duncan Brown stuff.
Yeah, I think you need to put that back up because I think it's historic.
Yeah, no, I just absolutely stay there. I want to do 5 more minutes. You know, you got to go on Ukraine. I'm glad you raised that. You think of everything because there's big developments there. I mean, big. Zelensky just keeps lying. The media keeps lying. What Roger knows Trump well. What does he predict Trump's going to do? A little bit more on tariffs. Then I'm hit all the other news and the orbit of the South Pole. Yeah, the world's not round, folks. Oh, yeah, it is.